Bless our souls. These guys are on a roll. Welcome to WatchZilla, and today we are counting down our picks for the 10 best zero to hero anime to watch. For this list we'll be looking at the characters that started off as feeble weaklings who found the strength within to rise up as paragons in their respective shows. As such, be on the lookout for a few spoilers ahead. Number 10, Simon. Well, he's certainly a spirit. In the beginning, Simon was most definitely overshadowed by his big bro. That's no fault on Simon's part, any anime character would be dwarfed when stood next to the pinnacle of manliness that is Kamina. Found with the following on from his bro's tragic death, Simon went through one hell of a transformation. Stepping up to lead Team Gurren against the threat of Lord Genom and the anti-spiral. By the time he makes the transition from kid to adult, Simon is the shining star of human hope. Who else do you know that can go from pipsqueak all the way to piloting a mecha the size of a galaxy? Number 9, Izuku Midoriya. All he ever wanted was to become a superhero. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't got any powers. Ridiculed and bullied for being quirkless, he refuses to give up on his dream of becoming like his idol, the hero known as All Might. After a run-in with said hero Ezek, who finally gets his chance when All Might recognizes that he does indeed possess the qualities of a hero, making him a worthy candidate to pass down his quirk to. Now imbued with the power of One for All, Izuku has gone on to become such a force of good that even Superman should be proud. Number 8, Atsuko Akko Kagari. She comes from a humble background and has a very little talent for magic, yet she still winds up attending a school for witches. Does this deter her? Of course not. This little lady is one of the most determined characters in recent memory. Propelled forward by her dream of becoming a great itch like a hero shiny chariot. With an unshakable belief in how magic should be used to spread joy, despite many originally viewing her as the worst witch. Akko turned out to be a beacon of hope that all could aspire to. Even if she still has trouble flying a broom. Number 7, Subaru Natsuki. Out of everyone on this list, Subaru might have been the worst of it. Sure, he doesn't exactly have a dark and tragic past, but he is, however, the only one of them to die a lot. After being transported to a fantasy world brimming with elves, magic, and murder, our lucky hero discovers that every time he's killed he travels back in time. Despite meeting multiple gruesome ends, Subaru still somehow finds a way to turn this into his strength. Yeah, he didn't get with Rem in the end, but anyone who can keep coming back after so many horrific ordeals certainly deserve our respect. Number 6, Belle Cranel. We've all been there. One day you're just this nerdy kid who dreams of being an adventurer, and next thing you know you're driving into dungeons, slaying monsters and earning the affections of goddesses. While he started out as just a novice, Belle's uncanny ability to end the loyalty and affection of others soon propelled him forward as a warrior worthy of recognition. He's so humble that he even turns down the advances of the pint-sized beauty that is Hestia. Hey Belle, being a gentleman is all well and good, but if a goddess wants to give you some divine attention, you'd best heed it. Number 5, Shuaoma. Let's be honest, if you want someone like Inori as a love interest, you'd come out of your shell as well. BD, and by a less than pleasant past she was as aloof as they came. That is until Inori entered his life and gained the ability known as the power of the king. By accessing the void within a person, Shu became a one-man army and a great addition to the resistance group known as the Funeral Parlor. Sure, he mostly joined because he had the hots for Inori, but hey, if it means he fights for a good cause, why not? Hooray for poverty. Number 4, Kenichi Shirahama. He may be a little on the whiny side, but when this guy sets his mind to something you had better have your guard up. Kenichi Shirahama is a boy who reads self-improvement books instead of actually trying to improve himself. One day he finally decided to join the karate club, but ends up getting challenged to a fight by the school bully, and whoever loses must leave the club. Originally nothing more than a punching bag, Kenichi's determination to save those in need eventually earned him the attention of the beautiful yet skilled Miu, who led into the Ryazanpaku dojo. When he's about to give up on it, he ends up meeting Miu Furinji, and he then gets some training from the various masters at the dojo she lives at. Ryazanpaku and beasts the school bully, but ends up leaving the club anyways, allowing the bully to stay in the club. However, this brings attention from much stronger foes, and he must now train even harder and become stronger. From that point on, Kenichi became the ultimate disciple, learning several martial art styles and going on to become quite the talented fighter. Mightiest disciple Kenichi is the perfect example from zero to hero. He had to work so hard and fought so hard to become strong, and it all didn't just happen, it happened over the series. Don't judge this guy by his build, he'll knock you flat before you know it. Respectfully, of course. Number 3, Hippo Machinauchie. What does it mean to be strong? He is one of the best choices for this category, as we all know that he definitely works hard to become a hero and one of the legend boxers. Hippo is a very shy type, kind and obedient kid, and has no social life, as he would spend his time working with his mother at their family business. Because of this, he often get tormented by a group of bullies until he met Takamura, whom Hippo will admire in the rest of the series, Hajime no Ippo. As a victim of bullying who could never muster up the courage to stand up for himself, Hippo is the last person you would expect to become the Japanese featherweight boxing champion. Takamura inspires Hippo to defend himself against the bullies and become a professional boxer. After finding a passion in the sports, Hippo soon finds himself with a shot at the big leagues thanks to his unyielding fighting spirit, as well as packing one hell of a swing. Because of his well-toned body and natural punching power, he became one of the fastest growing boxers in the series and eventually became a champion, also earning the moniker, the Wind God. He can take a beating like no one's business and dish out a blow that can cripple champions. Number 2, Satama. The great Satama, known as the One Punch Man, one of the most extraordinary character, not that he is tough and all. But the way he acted is kind of funny, and you used to love this guy. You can make the argument that he's always been the strongest hero and was never once a zero, but that's not exactly true. Though little is known in Satama's past, people know that he was bullied before and beaten up pretty badly. As we saw in a brief flashback, before he was the Caped Crusader and bald, he was a run-of-the-mill worker who hated his mundane life so much he didn't care if a supervillain crushed him. He even fights back to the bullies, but because he lacks of strength at that time, he can't retaliate. He wanted to become a real-life superhero, but because of his weakness, he often gets beaten until he decided to train himself so that he can fight back, because according to him, superheroes fight back. Holding his resolve to live out his childhood dream of becoming a superhero, Satama started his grueling training consisting of 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats along with 10-kilometer run every single day. After a sudden change of heart, he somehow gained his unstoppable strength, becoming the one person capable of stopping threats that could annihilate Earth. Though this caused extreme pressure to his body, the main protagonist of the series, One Punch Man, didn't give up and continued his training until he became what we all knew as the Great Satama. Despite the fact that all other heroes still regard him as the lowest of the low. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1, Tsuneyashi Saeeda. He's easily startled, barely has any friends, and has no talents to speak of. Sounds like the perfect candidate for the next leader of a mafia family, right? Home Tutor Hitman Reborn is about Tsuneyashi Saeeda, who gets called Loser Tsuna at school because he's bad at everything he does. Yes. Tsuna may have started the series with no qualities whatsoever, but as time went on, we saw that what he lacked in intellect and raw strength he made up for with the overwhelming heart. One day, a baby named Reborn offers to be his tutor and tells Tsuna that he is the next leader of the biggest mafia family, the Vongola, and that he is here to train Tsuna to be fit for the role. With the world's greatest home tutor Reborn by his side, Tsuna is soon able to harness the power of his dying will mode and become a figure the Vongola familia can look up to. But who would have, though, that this kind of kid will someday become the biggest person in the underground society and also to the series, Katekyo Hitman Reborn. And will lead the Vongola mafia family as the 10th generation boss. Try making fun of him after you see him bust out the X-burner. And just like Familiar of Zero, this has a little bit of everything as well: romance, amazing fight scenes, comedy, and a good story. It takes about 18 episodes before things get serious, but everything before that can be counted as getting to know the characters. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchZilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.